Well, I'm back. Hello, hello, hello. Merry, magnificent, marvelous Monday to ya. Yeah, I'm back from Canada. So grab a beverage, grab a seat, and let's chat. If this is the first time you're seeing me, welcome. I come on every day, Monday through Friday, to chat a little bit about life and how to get through it a little bit easier, because let's face it, we're all going through it, and some of us are learning skills that might be helpful for others. And why keep it a secret? When I learn something that works, I want to share it with you. I also want to share life events and maybe different ways of looking at them to shift perspective, because sometimes there are events we can't avoid, right? And shifting our perspective will help us get through it a little bit easier. And the tips and tricks and tools that I use in order to get through the difficult times, I always share with you. And I share that I go through these times. Why? Because I want you to know that you're not alone. We're not alone. And no matter how bad you have it, someone has it worse. No matter how bad you have it, someone has it worse. So, you may be struggling with your finances, but you have your health, right? Or you may be struggling in your relationship, but you have plenty of money. Or maybe there was somebody that was like, yeah, my family's a hot mess, and told me all about their family, and I told her about mine. She's like, you know what? My family's pretty okay. There's always someone it could always be worse. It could always be worse, my friend. And just laugh. A lot of times I find that if I don't laugh, I'm going to cry, right? Because it's so frustrating or so sad or so hurtful or so unbelievable that, I would just cry. But you know what? It's not going to change it. It's not going to change it. And I feel that as difficult as my family can be sometimes, I'm super grateful that I have a really close relationship with my siblings. We just got back from, 2 days? 2 days? 2 days. Oh. Excuse me. 2 days in northern New York. We were in, what is this one? Alexandria Bay. Alexandria Bay, New York. It's just south of the Canadian border. And we had a great time. I laughed harder than I have in a really long time. So hard that you snort laugh. Have you ever snorted laughter? Just amazing, amazing. My brother planned the trip. He did an incredible job. We saw a show that was super funny. If you didn't see, go check out my stories, because I put a ton of pictures there. We went on a paddle wheel boat ride to a couple of castles. We went around some towns. We ate in some restaurants. We were like one of 2 tables in this one restaurant, and it still took them forever to get us our food. But the food was delicious. The food was actually really good. What else did we do? We went on a hike, and everybody survived. Yeah, we did quite a bit in the 2 days that we were there, and had the most incredible time. Memories that I will hold dear for a very long time to come. And then we got back, and I went and got my nails done. Have you ever had this? I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if I can. I don't want to. Okay, so the way that this is Mood nail polish. Do you remember in the 70s, if you're old enough, if you were born before then, they had mood rings that you would wear. And the thing was, depending on your mood, would be dependent on the color of the ring. And it's just how warm you are, right? It is how warm you are. So This is the color of the Mood nail polish when it's cold. And this is the color when it's hot. So it's pretty cool. So it changes color and it will look like almost ombre. A lot of times I'll be warm, but the tip, since my nails are long, the tip of my nail will be cold. So it'll be bright red and then a dark red on top. Pretty interesting. If you get your nails done and you've never tried Mood nail polish, I invite you to try it. Last time I got it was cat eye. Do you remember that one? Cat eye. It looks like a cat's eye, like reflective, and oh, it's really, really cool. And it was like this color. And now it's like this burgundy, and then, like I said, when it gets warm here, I'm just going to put my fingernail up against my mug and heat my nail up. And then it turns red. Now, I didn't get this on my toes. And so, yeah, it's pretty cool. Super duper cool, I think. I just wanted something different because I've been getting my nails done we figured it out the other day. I have been going for over a decade to this girl. She's now a woman. She's married with a baby. And, you know, it seems like it was just yesterday, you guys. Time is literally snap, blink, and it's gone. So I'm grateful that I was able to take the time and, have a memory with my husband and my brother and his husband and my sister, and something that I will truly treasure. If you've been following me for a while, my love language is what? Time. It's time. So the fact that my siblings spent time with me doing something that was super fun means the world to me. And my brother was really kind and made sure that there was options of food that I could eat because I'm limited. And now, I don't know if you know this. I'll share this. The doctor feels like I have SIBO. Do you know what SIBO is? Yeah, I don't really know. All I know is it's bacteria that are living in your intestine where it shouldn't be. And so it causes me, as you can tell, every time I come on here, I'm burping. And I've been burping for years, and I keep saying, why am I burping? And she thought it was because I had a yeast overgrowth. And then we cured that, and I still burped. And so now it's SIBO. So we're in the process of curing that. And she wants me to do a low FODMAP diet, FODMAP, FODMAP diet. So I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, it's not bad enough that I am, I restrict what I eat pretty severely. Now I can't even eat broccoli. Can't eat broccoli, can't eat Brussels sprouts, can't eat any pitted fruit, can't have any fruit with seeds. So can't have apples, can't have pears, can't have nectarines, can't have cherries. I can have grapes. I can have strawberries and blueberries and raspberries. Pineapple. I have a pineapple I need to cut up. Pineapple. And yeah, it becomes even more restrictive. And she said, just do it for 2 weeks and see if it helps. So today's day 1. Cheers. Yeah, very limited on what I can and cannot eat. For those of you who are on a low FODMAP diet, please share in the comments below, what do you eat? What do you eat? Because you can't do garlic or onion. I was like, oh my gosh, my dinners are going to be so friggin' bland. I can do salt and pepper. I guess I can do like oregano and thyme but I put garlic and onion on everything. Everything. I guess I could do paprika. 2 weeks. I can do it. I can do it. It's just 2 weeks. Do you find that when you're starting a new eating plan that is removing some things that maybe you don't even eat on a regular basis, all of a sudden you're craving those things. So yesterday when we got home, I also wasn't feeling like what I call real food. And I do this because it is still real food. It's just not complete. Meaning there's no protein in it. There's no, like mac and cheese. Mac and cheese is not a complete meal. It's not real. For me, it's not real food. I know people, Lindsay, you would argue with me that mac and cheese is a real meal because I know how much you love it. But it's not really. Popcorn is not a real meal. I'm not even supposed to be eating popcorn. It's really hard for my body to digest. It causes me to bloat. And yesterday, because it was my last day before I was going to start restricting even further, things that I don't even eat, I was craving and wanting. So for lunch, I had 10 minutes. So I popped myself some air pop popcorn. Yes, I have an air popper that I got all the way back in college. It's over 35 years old. Still works. So I used it to make some popcorn, and then I drizzle olive oil on it instead of butter because butter has too much water content and makes the popcorn soggy. So I do olive oil, and then I did nutritional yeast, which ends up tasting kind of like cheese, not as strong as white cheddar popcorn, but it's got that slight cheese flavor to it. And then I put a little bit of Lori's seasoned salt on it. I had a big ass bowl. That's what I had for lunch. And then I went to the grocery store and I came home and John was like, just get a rotisserie chicken. It's like, oh my gosh. I ate so much chicken that I should be clucking like one. I couldn't, but I did. I got some chicken. And I would say for most of my life, you guys, I only liked white meat. Are you a white meat or a dark meat chicken person? Do you like the white meat? Well, it's dry. It's dry. Even when I get it right, from the rotisserie is probably the moistest it is. But it's too dry. It's like sawdust for me. And now when I'm in a restaurant and they do chicken breast, yes, I can eat that. And when chicken is pulled with barbecue sauce, yeah, I could do that, provided the barbecue sauce doesn't have sugar and crap in it. How else can I eat it? Sometimes certain places can make it really moist and flavorful, but most chicken is, to me, at this point in my life, like sawdust. Or drywall. It's really dry. And so I go for the dark meat. I go for the legs and the thighs, and that's kind of where I focus my stuff. But yesterday I knew that he was going to leave today and I was going to get stuck with this chicken. And so I ate the breast in the hopes that it would be more moist, have more moisture to it, because I had just gotten it from the store. I ate some of it. I couldn't eat the whole thing. So, let me know what parts of the chicken. What's funny is that if you turn the chicken over, there are two round-looking parts that lay on the bottom of the chicken. And my mom used to call them the oyster because it was the most tender, most flavorful part of the chicken, she felt. The oyster, the best part. And when my kids were growing up and I would get a whole chicken, I would do that. My girls couldn't remember oyster. So my younger daughter would call it the ickabibble, the ickabibble. And they would fight over who would get the ickabibble. There's two. Thank goodness I have two girls. But then I would want them. I'd let them have them. I've had lots of ickabibbles. And when you get a whole chicken, do you dry out the wishbone and make a wish? Oh my gosh, we used to have wishbones sitting on our windowsill drying for a while and then forget that they were there. The things I remember. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely crazy. Let's see. What else did I want to share with you? Besides, what the heck am I going to eat, you guys? Like, seriously, what am I going to eat? I went and bought, they have these really yummy chicken meatballs. And I was like, oh, yay. There's no breading in them. I can have a bunch of those for breakfast or something. Quick, easy. Those I don't mind. Those I don't mind. But when I read the ingredients, they have onion and garlic. And then I looked at chicken andouille sausage, which is another thing that I eat for breakfast quite a bit. And that also had garlic and onion in it. So, she told me she doesn't really want me eating a whole lot of bacon. So what do you eat? I can't do any of the carbs. So don't suggest. The only thing that I could do, I used to make, although there's no protein in it. Well, I guess the egg, kind of, sort of. You take French toast, not French toast. You take sweet potato and you cut it yay thick. And you put it in, I put it in the toaster oven. You cook it until it's, cooked. And then you dip it in batter that you would use for a French toast. So it's egg, it's vanilla, cinnamon, and you dip it, and then you put it in a fry pan. And you can double dip it afterwards, like bring it out and dip it again and put it back in and make sweet potato French toast. I don't know about the egg. Is my only thing. Yeah, I used to love eggs and I used to eat them almost every day. And then one day I got up and I couldn't eat them anymore. So, yeah. Oh, that's what I was telling you about. So yesterday I went with dinner. What did I do for dinner? So, for lunch I had popcorn, but for dinner I had the rotisserie chicken. I was like, you know what? I am craving macaroni and cheese. They have a vegan, gluten-free, it sounds gross, but it is actually pretty decent. A vegan macaroni and gluten-free. So there's no dairy and there's no wheat. And I made that, and I put the chicken in it. And then I was like, damn, I really want some broccoli. So I took broccoli and I made some frozen. I made it frozen because I didn't want to buy the fresh because I can't eat it. And it'll go bad. So all the things I'm not supposed to eat is what I ate. And then I was like, you know what? I really want this blueberry crumble recipe that I saw. So I made myself a blueberry crumble. I will tell you, it was actually too sweet for me. I would make it differently. And the crust was a little too thick. It did say put it in a 9-inch pan, and I used an 8-inch pan. I think I have a 9 or a 10-inch pan, but I thought it would be too thin. No, it would have been better in a bigger pan because it was too thick. And therefore the blueberry wasn't thick enough and it overpowered the blueberry. And then you save some of the crumble and you put it on the top and you bake it. It was pretty good. It was a little too mapley for me because the recipe called for maple syrup in the crumble part as the sweetener. Yeah, I don't know that I would do that again. I think I would probably do maybe coconut sugar. Maple syrup is super sweet, and it was like a half a cup. It was a lot of maple syrup. And that's what I had for dinner and dessert. And so yeah, I wasn't feeling the best. I was feeling very full last night because I don't normally eat all that, and I don't eat that kind of stuff anymore. even though it was clean, right? I could eat it, like the macaroni and cheese. I can eat that. And in a normal setting, not on SIBO, I'd be able to do the broccoli and the chicken. Definitely not the popcorn though. I had a big bowl. You know, popcorn is just so damn good. Like I said, I'm lucky if I eat it maybe once every 2 years. But I was just craving it because I knew I couldn't have it and shouldn't have it. But today's day one. SIBO, here we go. And I'll let you know how it works. Yeah, it'll really suck if I do all this and I don't feel any less burping. That would really suck. But I won't know unless I do it. And I won't know if I don't do it properly. So it's a good thing that John is leaving to go on a trip for a bit so that I can figure this out and not have to make 2 meals because he's not going to want to eat what I eat or have to make something for him and not taste it. Yeah, kind of sucks. She doesn't, I don't think she even wants me to do nuts. So no almonds, no pecans, no pistachios. Macadamia. Do you have a favorite nut? Okay, don't let your mind go in the gutter. I'm talking about legume kind of nuts, not body part nuts. So, what is it? What are yours? Yeah, my least favorite would be walnuts. Yeah, that's probably my least favorite. My favorite would probably be, I really like pistachios. And I really like pecans. Almonds are good. I like those too. And cashews I have to be in the mood for. Love filberts or hazelnuts. Those are yummy. During the holidays, my mom always put out a big bowl of mixed nuts. And then what happened was we would all pick out the filberts or the hazelnuts. Yeah, we called them filberts, and I guess the rest of the population calls them hazelnuts. But most of us would pick out the hazelnuts, and we would leave the Brazil nuts, the brown ones, the big brown ones that are very milky. Yeah, we would, all of us would leave those. And the walnuts were such a pain to pick out the pieces. So we would typically leave those. And so we would eat those. And then when those were gone, we'd eat the almonds. We'd crack open with a nutcracker, the almonds. And she finally got smart. And so did the nut companies. And they finally just packaged hazelnuts. And so then she just bought packages of hazelnuts. Oh! Have you ever had a hazelnut in a package that was, instead of round, because most of them come almost round, that they were like oval, like oblong. They were longer. My mom used to say that those were sweeter than any of the others. So we would go through fishing out the long ones if we were lucky enough to get some in the package and eat those first. The things you remember, you know? Crazy. What kind of childhood memories do you recall? And hopefully they're good ones. What ones kind of make you chuckle? Like going through a bowl of nuts in order to get the ones that are oblong, or to fish out the ones that you don't really want. Yeah. You might see John. I think he just walked in the door. Let's see. What else? What else did I want to share with you? I think that's about it. We talked about a lot of different things today. Yeah. Making time for family and friends is super duper important. I never know how much longer I'm going to have. And so whenever I can make the time, schedule the time, plan the time to spend with family and friends, it just lights me up like nothing else. Yeah. And I thank goodness that we have this technology, that even though my one daughter is all the way in California, that I can still see her and talk to her, even though she's not physically here. And it helps lessen the distance a little bit. And so last night we did that. She had purchased some new things and she wanted to share them with us and show them to us. And, you wouldn't be able to do that back in the day. We also wouldn't have done it because it was long distance. Do you remember calling cards? Do you remember calling cards? Oh, good golly, Miss Molly. When I went off to college, my mom and dad gave me a calling card, but only to be used in emergencies, because they were so expensive per minute. And we also used to call collect. I don't even know if you can do that anymore. Can you call someone collect? That's weird, because nowadays, long distance, there's no charge. So collect, for those of you who don't know what calling collect is, it's where you would call the operator and they would put the call through, but instead of charging you, where you would put, if you had a payphone, I don't even know if you know what a payphone is. It's hard to find a payphone these days, but they used to have these phones in various places, gas stations and airports and things along those lines. And you would put, Walmart used to have them outside. You would put the money in the slot, and depending on how much it was, you would have to put that much money in, and it would allow you to talk for 5 minutes. And then the operator would come on and say, in order to continue your call, you need to put in X amount more money. And you would put more money in the payphone, right? But nowadays, we don't pay to make calls, even international calls for most of us. And so I guess you wouldn't even have a need to call collect. Calling collect would be, you'd pick up the payphone and you would say, can you please connect me to this number? I'm placing a collect call. The operator would call the party, the person. They'd pick up the phone, in this case, my parents, and they would say, Amy is wanting to place a collect call. Will you accept the charges? And they would say yes. And then we'd be able to chat. And so, yeah. Nowadays, I don't think they even have collect calls. It doesn't even make sense that they would, right? Goodness, it's been a very long time since I've done collect calls. And now I can't even find a payphone. When my phone died and I needed a payphone, I ended up having to stop at a hotel, go in and ask to use their landline or one of the people behind the desk's cell phones. And then a lot of the phone numbers are programmed into my phone, so I don't even know them. I don't even have them memorized. It's really tricky. It's really tricky. I've become so dependent on my cell phone for so many things, from directions to calling people to, just weather, everything. It's crazy how much I depend on that silly thing. I'm working on separating it from my hand. I'm now using it to talk to you, but I'm working on, have you ever done that? Have you ever had your cell phone in your hand and you're like, I don't know where my cell phone is? Been there, done that. I've had it in my pocket or in my back pocket. I was like, where's my cell phone? I can't find my cell phone. Will you call it? Oh, yeah, it's silly. It makes me laugh. Well, I hope that you could relate to at least one of the things that I shared with you today. And I hope that it made you chuckle on this magnificent, merry, marvelous, magical Monday. And whatever you do, find a reason to laugh today. And I will catch you tomorrow. Make it a great day. See ya.